Coming up on News Live at 6, Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon gave his State of the County address yesterday. I'll have the highlights plus some more.
Plus, how President Trump's tariffs on imported goods could affect local farmers and the potential responses from other countries.
And how an SU alum has been impacted by Tesla vandalism. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
County Executive Ryan McMahon gave his State of the County address last night. Welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Mike Lamorte.
And I'm Jake Morel. Our Roman Verna is in studio to break down what McMahon had to say. Roman?
Yeah, thanks guys. Last night's speech at Onondaga High School Nedro covered any and all topics from the county. McMahon started with finance. He highlighted tax cuts and bond rates in the area. He continued by talking about public safety and the funding being given to both the Sheriff's Office and the Emergency Management Department, taking the moment to remember fallen deputies and officers. And then it was on to lead water and the initiatives for public health. And of course, it wouldn't be Onondaga County without talking about Micron. He announced that the land statement has finally been sent to his office and projects a November groundbreaking. But one issue we've been keeping an eye on is hotels. Here's what McMahon had to say.
Over the last few years, the number has actually been 1,000 rooms that have come offline. To help spur much needed hotel development growth, this past summer, we created the Onondaga County Hotel Initiative. We have already awarded funding to 3 projects.
And some of those 1,000 lost hotel rooms come from these 3 closings around the hill. The Mayflower will be turned into apartments. The Sheridan was converted into dorms, and the Crown Plaza, more apartments. But last night, McMahon highlighted the first 3 hotels in the plan. The Suburban Studio in Liverpool, the Tempo by Hilton, and the Hotel Onondaga in downtown. He also announced a new development in Clay, which will be split between a Residence Inn and a Fairfield Inn and Suites. Now, whether these hotels will completely fix the room shortage is still uncertain, but definitely going to keep an eye out for new details. Back to you guys.
A Syracuse resident has fallen victim to nationwide Tesla vandalism. Earlier this week in downtown Syracuse, hate speech was written with a Sharpie marker on a Tesla car. Our Sunny Suaya heard what he had to say.
That's right, Mike. Sean Freed is a Syracuse University graduate who now resides in Camillus. His wife and mother-in-law took the family car to the Landmark Theater where they noticed a nearby group of Tesla and Doge protesters. When they came back to their Tesla, it had been vandalized. As you can see, the unidentified person approaches the vehicle and writes, quote, "This car supports Nazis." Here's what Freed had to say.
Support people's right to protest. I will stand behind them even if I disagree in what they're protesting, but that ends when they start damaging other people's personal property.
Freed took the footage to X in hopes of identifying the perpetrator and deterring others from vandalizing property. The post quickly gained traction, and in just 24 hours, it racked up almost 2 million views. Freed believes that the act itself was wrong, but some of the comments under his post have been taken out of hand.
You have the entire spectrum, one from hey, this was no big deal, why are we making a big deal out of it, all the way to, hey, this person should be executed. I'm like, okay, let's step that back a little bit.
With Musk's recent involvement in President Trump's administration, vandalizing Tesla vehicles and dealerships has become a trend. Trump has classified these acts of a form of terrorism. Cases of more extreme vandalization have led to some individuals facing federal charges. Musk and President Trump seem to believe that there are higher powers behind these acts of destruction. However, Tesla's stock has also plummeted as Musk's involvement in government increases, going down nearly 50% since its peak just a couple of months ago in December. Nevertheless, Tesla owner Sean Freed says he wouldn't hesitate to purchase another Tesla even after experiencing a situation like this. Reporting live in studio, I'm Sunny Swaya for CitrusTV News. Mike and Jake, back to you.
Well, thank you there, Sonny. A Syracuse man is in custody after police say he stole over $500 of groceries from a Skinny Atlas Tops back in February. 55-year-old Robert Booth was confronted by a grocery store employee. That's when officials say he hit the employee with his car. The employee, though, not hurt in the incident. Booth was charged with first-degree robbery and is being held without bail.
And now new updates from the Baldwinsville School District after a high school student brought in a toy gun yesterday. The district says no charges are being filed against the student. The school went into lockdown but said there was no actual threat made by the student. This situation comes 2 years after schools in the town began installing weapons detectors. And President Trump claims his new tariffs will eventually help the agriculture industry.
Our Sophia Braun is here in studio to show us how they could immediately affect local businesses and farmers.
Thanks, guys. If you buy groceries, these new tariffs could hit your wallet, and central New York farmers are feeling it first. Farmers in our region grow corn and soybeans, and a big chunk get exported to countries like Mexico, Canada, and China. Right here in Onondaga County, we have 800 potentially affected farms. Just north of us in Oswego County, there are 900, and the county with the most farms is St. Lawrence with 1,300. On March 4th, the Trump administration put a 25% tariff on most imports from Canada and Mexico. This means that when the U.S. adds a tax to imported goods, other countries fire back with their own tariffs on our exports. That makes U.S. products more expensive and harder to sell overseas. Colleen Klein, the executive director of the New York Corn and Soybean Growers Association, says that a 25% tariff on imports from Mexico and Canada not only threatens the stability of our relationships under the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, but also invites swift retaliation that could severely impact U.S. exports. We have been here before, though. During the 2018 trade war, U.S. soybean exports to China dropped by 74%, and a lot of farmers are still trying to recover. Now, Canada is hitting back with tariffs on $21 billion worth of U.S. goods, and people are wondering if we are about to see history repeat itself. The Trump administration has since paused some of the tariffs, but the question stands if that will be enough. For now, local farmers are bracing for impact, hoping for a quick resolution to protect their businesses and local economy. Reporting in studio for CitrusTV News, I'm Sophia Braun. Guys?
Well, thanks there, Sophia. We turn now to new details. Talks continue today as Syracuse University is holding a town hall to discuss its academic strategic plan.
Today's topic, emerging technologies. Alex Burstein breaks down the new tech world that SU wants to offer.
A walk around SU's campus and you'll find a ton of technology. Now, SU wants to use even more. A virtual town hall Friday morning focused on emerging tech as part of its academic strategic plan. Syracuse University VP of Research Duncan Brown is helping lead the effort.
And today at Syracuse University, we're creating these new emerging technologies by bringing things together.
So what exactly is emerging technology? Well, it can be something as simple as artificial intelligence, something the university has and will continue to use. But there are some more complicated measures as well.
Well, a big area of investment is quantum technology. Like I say, we're investing heavily across arts and sciences and College of Engineering and Computer Science in quantum technologies. We've been a leader in this field for a while. And quantum technologies are new disruptive ways of calculating things with computers.
And with Syracuse set to receive a major Micron complex, these technologies may come at the perfect time.
It can be the place that bridges the quantum world, which is the computers of the future, with the semiconductor world, which is the computers of today. So we can bring these two together in a very unique way. And some of the quantum technologies that we're developing today will be used by these companies 25 years from now.
Alex Burstein, CitrusTV.
Thank you there, Alex. Sidewalk closures are now in place along Ostrom Avenue as the university begins construction on a new residence hall. Pedestrians will now be directed to walk alongside the east side of the road between Euclid and University Place. Those walking along the University Place will be directed to the north side of the street near Del Plain and Ernie Davis halls. The detours will remain in place until, get this, 2027.
And turning water into wine now, the Mizpah Church Sanctuary is receiving a makeover this summer, transforming into a self-serve wine sanctuary. Former common councilor and owner of Harvey's Garden, Michael Green, is leading the project. The space will remain mostly unchanged, but will be repurposed to serve locally sourced wine. It'll also offer craft beer and a limited food menu. That sounds pretty solid, Mike. I think I might be popping over there when that opens.
Yeah, especially with spring coming up. The weather is starting to warm up. I don't know what it looks like outside, but our Sunny Suhaya, not Sunny Suhaya, our Siggy has the latest on the weather.
Hey, Michael, it's okay that you got that mixed up because it is sunny out here. I mean, I am so giddy to be out here, not only because Friday News is back after a long spring break, but because I am standing in green grass and the sun is in my eyes. I mean, what more can you ask for a good Syracuse day? But don't be fooled just because I'm basking and glowing in the sunlight right now. It's still a little bit chilly because we can't have all good things in Syracuse. It's 42 degrees right now, but with the wind, it's feeling more like 36. Now, later on tonight, we're going to drop in temperatures. It's going to be 38 degrees outside, but we're still going to have clear, cloudy days, and I think that's going to be pretty good because this weekend we're going to have some crazy weather. I'll have more on that when I'm back in studio to tell you your 5-day forecast, but right now I'm going to suck up this well-needed vitamin D. Back to you guys.
Thanks there, Sigourney. Still ahead, the latest on the U.S. and China relations. Find out why the Trump administration is denying rumors of military briefing with Elon Musk on a war with the nation.
And one of the busiest airports in the world is slowly reopening after a power outage. All that and more. Stay with us.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching Citrus TV News, live at 6 with Jake Morel, Mike Lamorte, and Sigourney Bell. And now, your campus news leader continues.
With Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a patriot. Elon Musk is an innovator. Elon Musk provides a lot of capabilities our government and our military rely on, and I'm grateful for that. We welcomed him today to the Pentagon to talk about DOGE, to talk about efficiencies, to talk about innovations. It was a great informal conversation. The rest of that reporting was fake. There was no war plans. There was no China.
That was Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth earlier today talking about billionaire Elon Musk's threats to Pentagon employees who may have leaked a briefing on a potential war with China. This is in response to a New York Times article that says the administration was planning to share that briefing with Musk.
Now, the planned meeting was confirmed by the Pentagon officials and President Trump. The Trump administration and defense officials, though, denying this session would discuss military plans that involve China. Trump took to Truth Social saying, quote, China will not even be mentioned or discussed. This comes just 2 days before Hegseth is set to leave for a week-long trip to Asia, which stops in Japan and the Philippines.
And now to the latest overseas. In London, flights are back on after a temporary power outage at Heathrow Airport that affected thousands of travelers.
1,300 flights were disrupted by a fire in West London, causing the power outage. Passengers mid-air have been directed to other airports or turned back to their original destination. Heathrow says the disruption could go on for days with limited travel. And still ahead, we'll have your full 5-day forecast. You won't want to miss it.
Stick with us.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Well, hey, Mike, I feel like I've been tricked. Because I got up this morning and it was freezing cold out. It's been so beautiful for the past few days. And I got up this morning and it was freezing cold. And I really shouldn't feel tricked because I know how central New York spring is. But I feel like that's why I always have to tune in to Citrus TV News to know if I'm going to need a coat tomorrow or if I can be wearing a tank top and shorts.
Jake, I got to tell you, seeing all the students on the Syracuse University quad the last few days has me scratching my head. I'm not going to complain about it, though. The weather's been beautiful, and just taking in that sun has just been very uplifting, especially with all the clouds in the sky lately.
Immediate serotonin boost, too. It's like anytime it gets warm enough, anytime it gets warm enough and you see all those students sitting out on the quad, it is just so lovely. But speaking of that, we won't see a lot of people sitting in the Dome in a few weeks when we thought we were going to because of Billy Joel's concert being canceled. And fans of his will have to wait until the Piano Man can sing them a song in the JMA Wireless Dome next year. With the concert delayed for health reasons, our Ben Lefkowitz tells us how it'll affect local business.
In the rafters of the JMA Wireless Dome, there are numerous banners to show the school's athletics history, from the 2003 Men's Basketball National Championship banner to number 44, the legend Ernie Davis. However, off the court and the field, there's another banner, the number 7. The number 7 symbolizes the amount of concerts that Billy Joel has played inside the Dome. No other artist has played more concerts than the 75-year-old who hails from New York. However, on April 11th this year, fans were excited for Billy Joel and a Sting concert, but due to Billy Joel falling and having surgery, the concert has now been postponed to next year in 2026.
Fans are disappointed that they won't be able to see Sting and Billy Joel, but the city of Syracuse is also feeling the impact of the postponement.
Several days for that event weekend. With that cancellation, we lost almost $25,000 worth of business. Not to mention the restaurant, the food and beverage side of things that we will no longer have in the restaurant.
Another effect of the postponement is on the Syracuse spring football game. The game was scheduled for April 12th and was going to be played at SU men's soccer field. However, the game is now back in the Dome.
Well, for us, it's actually good. But for us, the fact that they moved the spring football game to Coyne Field was going to be bad for us. So.
Reporting from outside the JMA Wireless Dome, Benjamin Lefkowitz, Citrus TV News.
Well, thanks for your reporting there, Ben. Joel is expected to resume his tour next year. Until then, fans will just have to wait for what may seem like the longest time.
Ooh, you almost got me singing the a cappella part of that song, but I feel like I shouldn't sing. You guys don't want to hear that voice. What you do want to hear is the weather report, as we were just talking about earlier. I'm really confused, Sigourney. Is it going to be warm, cold this weekend? Please tell me what I should be wearing.
Peter, I think living in Syracuse means you're always a little bit confused about what the weather is going to be, because as I was just standing outside with the sun in my face, tomorrow it's going to be rain. Let's look at this 5-day forecast. Like I said, a 45% chance of rain on Saturday, and then we have showers on Monday, and then on Wednesday we're going to have potential snow. But at least on Sunday the sun's going to come out again. I know it's a little bit confusing. But I want to also say what is confusing is March Madness, and people might not agree with this, but I have Alabama winning the entire thing because I'm a Bama fan, Roll Tide. So I thought I was a little bit biased because I am from Alabama. So I asked our station who they thought was going to win. We had a lot of Duke winning all the time. People think Duke is going to steal the whole thing. Some Gators winning in there too. And then for our anchors, they thought St. Joe's was going to win. Mike, that's a little bit crazy guess there. But hey, I'm not going to hate because I have Alabama winning the whole thing. And Jake said that he thought Duke was going to win, but he's rooting for Purdue. Now, I don't agree with any of these things, but I'm not your sports reporter. But hey, we do have sports in studio. Let's see what's happening over there.
Not sports just yet, but when we come back, our Carson Fowler is live from the Ensley Athletic Center for spring football practice. Football is back. Stick around to see what he's got to say.
Welcome to Live from Studio B.
Welcome to another episode of Culturally and Technically Legal.
Previously on Survivor.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for easy consumption.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Hard to believe it's already football season in the 315 here in Syracuse. I'm Carson Fowler for your sports report tonight. Syracuse football had its first spring practice of 2025 just about an hour ago. Fran Brown is speaking currently. Something that I noticed, though, Ricky Collins, the LSU quarterback transfer, throwing the football in the orange uniform for the first time. He'll be in competition with Michael Johnson Jr. and Jakari Williams for that starting quarterback position come this fall, left vacant by Kyle McCord. Something to note, though, a story we're following, Deion Sanders is offering to have another team out to Boulder to practice with his team before their spring game on ESPN2 in April. He said, quote, I would like to practice against someone for a few days. Then you have the spring game, and then the public will be satisfied tremendously. Of course, Fran Brown then reposted the story on his public X account saying, quote, "We will come to Boulder for 3 days, Dion." Brown has never been afraid of the spotlight this year as the head football coach at Syracuse. His antics on camera and his viral messaging were often picked up by larger outlets, and Dion certainly got word of Brown's request to make it out west to Boulder in April.
My dear friend and my brother, Fran Brown, Syracuse. I love him to life. I'm praying that he's the guy that's going to make that jump. His university, we've already communicated. Fran, I love you and I appreciate you, and I'm praying that it happens. It's not going to just be about football. It's going to be about financial literacy. It's going to be about everything. It's going to be about academics as well. We're going to do a joint thing with both teams if we can make this happen.
Yeah, so like Dion mentioned, this will not just be a football practice. This will be a weekend of having our team get better financial literacy, education, academics. However, the NCAA does not allow joint practices, so it's not likely that this will actually happen. However, this could be the start of something greater, a good partnership between two great programs and two great coaches in Fran Brown and Deion Sanders, who maybe knows, maybe we'll get a home-and-home next fall or in 2026. But that's all I got from Ensley Athletic Center. Reporting for Citrus TV, I'm Carson Fowler.
We'll just have to wait and see there, Carson, if we'll be heading over to Boulder. But after the break, we'll be taking one last look at your wake-up weather. Don't go anywhere.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Welcome back to Live at 6. I have your wake up weather. Now, like I said, it's going to be rainy, which isn't super exciting, but it's okay. Now, it's going to start more at 2 p.m. We're going to get some high winds at 4:30. And starting, if you're waking up at 9 a.m., it's going to be 43 degrees. It's going to raise a little bit at noon with 46 and then drop a little bit more at 36 degrees. I know, so we need to enjoy the sun while we still can on this lovely Friday.
Well, Sigourney, whether you are feeling happy, grumpy, or sleepy today, the 7 Dwarves are returning back to the big screen with Snow White in a live-action movie tonight.
That's
exciting. That's exciting.
That's one way to put it. Yeah, Snow White. I know there's a lot of the 7 dwarves are in the film.
All 7 of the dwarves?
All 7.
I know many of them.
They made
many dwarves.
Yeah, all 7 have
do you guys relate to any of them? Like,
I feel like, aren't they just like
emotions?
Yeah,
I'm big sleepy.
it's like Inside Out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sleepy. You know, you got to get
drowsy.
Got to get your 8 hours. No drowsy. If you get your 8 hours.
Oh, right.
No drowsiness.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, happy. Like,
okay, that's a good
shouldn't
one.
we all try to be
That's
like,
a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Shouldn't we all try to be like that every day? I feel like this is.
Well, what was your favorite Disney movie growing up? I mean, we're seeing a lot of them go into live action.
That's true.
I didn't really watch any Disney movies growing
What?
up. Yeah, the youngest of all boys.
So?
I don't know. We maybe Pixar movies. I love Shrek. We have a little thing with being Shrek on this show.
That's good.
The last time we were on, I did a little Shrek impression.
I'm waiting for the live-action Ratatouille film. We're waiting for that to come out.
Yes. I love having those flashbacks.
Yeah. Well, that's Citrus TV News live at 6 for this Friday evening. Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now, for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Mike Lamorte.
And I'm Jake Morel. Have a great night, Syracuse. Stay warm.